if you're training somebody like Madonna, how has your experience been?
People that I've trained, one of the things that you understand is they are operating on a different mindset. These people are operating differently. Why? Because I'm a master of my craft. And I have this expression that I tell all of my coaching clients, and I say, stay sharp. So it's about constantly being prepared. It's about constantly being where you need to be, staying sharp. Discipline, in my own definition, means that doing what you're supposed to do, when you're supposed to do it, whether you feel like it or not. So you have to set yourself up for success. Take ownership. There's clarity, mission, ownership, discipline.
Welcome to the world of Luxury Unplugged. If you're passionate about entrepreneurship, creativity, and maintaining a sane mind, you found your tribe. I'm Neeti Keswani, your host for Luxury Unplugged, and join us today as we embark on an unfiltered journey into the extraordinary lives of individuals who are living life to the fullest, achieving greatness, of course, and inspiring others along the way. Today, we have with us Coach Sebastian. He's a prominent figure in the international dance scene, having worked with Madonna, Muhambi, and many other celebrities. And he boasts over a decade of mesmerizing performances on global stage. Yet his journey extends far beyond the spotlight, evolving into a distinguished career as both a mental and a physical training coach. He is deeply connected to his African heritage, and he brings a distinctive perspective to his mission, inspiring individuals and addressing the pervasive global mental health crisis. Welcome, Coach Sebastian.
Well, thank you so much. That was an amazing introduction. Very well executed. Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here talking to the tribe and just really looking forward to immerse myself into this conversation together with you guys.
Thank you so much for taking time for us. And as you understand that we are going to be talking about concepts of coaching, but of course, blending them with luxury and spirituality. So,
That's beautiful.
yes. So just wondering that, what's your story in terms of being a dance trainer to actually becoming a coach and then being a TEDx speaker and coaching the likes of Madonna? So how has been your story forming?
That's a great question. So my story, like if we're starting from my creative journey, if that's the journey we're taking, because there are many different stories. So if we're starting with dancing, started dancing when I was 17, first I was martial artist, did taekwondo, kickboxing, Thai boxing for multiple years, started dancing as a 17-year-old and literally just from one year to another, stopped completely doing martial arts and went all in to aspiring to become a martial artist and a professional martial artist. Did that, or become a professional dancer, sorry. Did professional dancing in Sweden, focused on doing that for a couple of years, then decided to go on backpacking, travel the world, moved to Australia, was there for a while, backpacked through Asia. As a 19-year-old, came back to Sweden, moved to Norway, and that's really where I started to really work as a professional dancer. Did that for a couple of years, went through hell when it comes to my mental place. It went to anxiety, depression. I'm really fast forwarding here, but went through all of that part. Came out on the other end healthier, with an understanding that I have to take ownership, more importantly, of my mental and physical health. Did that, started studying at the Norwegian School of Sports Science. And that's when I started to focusing on, okay, how can I train dancers mentally and physically so they don't need to go through what I went through? Started doing that, turned that into a business, turned that into a movement. Fast forward 10 years later, we are now a worldwide movement with dancers, training mentally, physically. I'm coaching them. Just literally earlier this year, got back from New York, where I trained Madonna, also trained Muhumbi. Grammy award-winning singer-songwriter. And just it's been a hell of a journey, but an amazing time. And what I love about your tribe is really that you're focusing on people, much like myself, that really want to live life to the fullest. That is something that I'm really passionate about. And I'm currently in the Cape Verde Islands, where this is my base now. This is where my heritage is from, or part of my heritage is from. So it's been a wholesome spiritual journey. This entire thing.
Wow, wow. So, tell me, Sebastian, when you are dancing or you are training somebody to dance, are you connecting with the feeling of, being spiritually happy and then getting that into the form of, that stance of dance? Or is it that they are doing the actions, the dance moves, and then somewhere along the way, they understand that, okay, when I'm in my flow, then I really, get the right things rolling.
Yeah, that's a great question. So I'm really focusing on essentially three things when it comes to my teaching, which is physical training, mental training, and a spiritual connection. I believe that you need all of these three things. It's a perfect pyramid. We need to have all of these three things in order for us to become the fullest version of ourselves.
Mhm.
Now, some people have a hard time connecting to the spiritual things just because of different reasons. But when it comes down to it, and you really start to talk to dancers and not only dancers, but people in general on a deeper level, and you get that one-on-one connection with them, people understand what you talk about them. But we talk about spirituality like it's something up there, but it's really something that happens in here. And when you are dancing, when you're feeling that flow, and when time stops, a lot of people can connect to that emotion. So there is definitely a component to that in my teaching, or in my method in general, because also I'm a very spiritual person myself.
Mhm. Right. And spirituality not necessarily means about religion. It could be just a feeling place of having that peace inside, or does it mean something
Exactly.
more?
No,
Something
I mean that depends on the person, right? I mean, I've had people that have a dark spiritual connection, and who am I to judge their spirituality? You do what works for you, and if that's an energy that you favor at this moment in your life, then so be it. I'm in no way, place, shape, or form under any type of I can't judge that. You need to do that. You need to connect with that. And you need that inside of your dancing. I know personally self, I've done multiple shows where I had to connect with a way darker part of my mind, spiritual or not spiritual, but I had to go in that part of my mind. But spirituality can be anything from taking swims. I live where I live, so I live in paradise. So I have the availability to swim 365 days of the year because it almost never rains here. So the weather is perfect. So like it could be anything from connecting with nature, meditating, going on hikes, hard training, endurance race. People call that spiritual. Connecting with your partner. Go by all means go to church. That's not it won't work for me. I can guarantee you that much. But if it works for you, then so be it. That's amazing. It needs to be something that connects with you on a higher level. And then, but that sounds strange. Yeah, it only sounds strange because you never exposed yourself to that. And if you went to church once, or if you went to meditating once, and if you went to nature once, and you tried to connect, but I tried meditating, but it doesn't really work for me. How many times did you do it? Yeah, I tried 3 times. It's like, well, there's a threshold. You have to keep on going. It's kind of like saying, I went to the gym one time or I ate one salad, but I didn't lose weight. It's not that simple. You got to do it a little bit more times. You got to invest in yourself.
absolutely, absolutely. And that's what we're trying to promote through this channel, trying to blend luxury with spirituality and trying to give out the message that when you are spiritual within, then the luxury is the logical next step that you actually get in.
Exactly.
So, you spoke about very briefly about the anxiety and the depression and the dark side of your brain. Do you think dance really helped you come out of it, or was it your spiritual side per se?
Good question. I think it's probably more my training, I'd like to say, instead of just focusing on dancing. Training was the one thing, physical activity was the one thing that got me out of those dark places, in combination with creating a relationship with the highest version of my mental self. I started practicing thought control. I started reading. I started meditating. started doing these breathing exercises. I started journaling, all of these things that I'm still doing until today. That was the key for me, because I have clear memories of just waking up in the middle of the night, completely in panic, my mind running in all places, heart beating in thousands, and really just thinking about, like, the only thing I can think about is how can I end my life as fast as possible, because this is not worth living. And I don't have that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then people ask me, well, how did this stop happening? How did you? And I'll tell them the same. It's like, I'm not sure if it stopped, but I'm sure that I got stronger. So I focused on me instead of focusing on what was happening to me. I was focusing on how do I become the strongest version of myself? I took responsibility, and how do I become the best version of myself? Well, I have to do all of the things that I just mentioned in order for me to do that. And I have to be disciplined about it, because much like acquiring wealth, there is a discipline that comes with it. It's not just you work hard, because if you worked hard, and if worked hard was equal or was guaranteed to become wealthy, then every African woman would be a millionaire. But that's not the case.
True, true. So when you say that, okay, I need to be, I and everybody else who wants to be having the blend of luxury and spirituality, they need to be disciplined. Uh,
Yeah.
how do you manage that in terms of your routines? Because you travel along quite a bit for your dancing,
Yeah.
with your dancing troops, and training the celebrities, and then having your own peace space. How do you manage to balance that all out?
It's really hard. It's not easy. It's not an easy lifestyle. But then again, it comes down to, okay, but what do you want? I want to live life to the fullest. And we are in a generation right now where we are constantly looking for quick fixes, 6-minute abs, mentally healthier in 30 days. And as much as this beautiful taglines, that's not how it works. You have to continuously invest in yourself, and you have to stay disciplined. So you need to have clarity. Okay, but so I believe that clarity creates discipline. So, okay, but why am I doing this? What am I doing? What do I need to be disciplined about? Why am I doing all of these things? What are the benefits of me doing this? And when you have this, then it comes down to, okay, it comes down to self-love. And I love myself more than anybody can love me. And I believe that discipline is the highest form of self-love, because every day I show up for either training or some type of stretching or mobility practice. Every day I do some type of journaling, some type of spiritual practices. Yeah, is it hard? Of course it is. But trust me, it's way harder to wake up in the middle of the night, completely cold sweating, completely in panic. So this works for me. So then I should just continue doing it. I shouldn't stop something that I know is working. So,
Right.
and it doesn't need to be this black or white, of course, but it's hard. The life as an entrepreneur is hard. It's not easy. The life of oh, it's hard in the sense of there are things that you have to be disciplined doing. So what's but it's a trade-off. I'm willing to pay this to acquire wealth. It's not easy, but it's definitely worth it.
Right. So when you are training the celebrities, tell me about the stories on that end. Like if you're training somebody like Madonna, how has your experience been?
Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. When you're training people that I've trained, one of the things that you understand is they are operating on a different mindset. These people are operating differently. Not to mention any names specifically, but when you get to these echelons of people, these are disciplined individuals. These are not your average person. These are disciplined individuals, and they are the best in the world at what they are doing. And this is why it's so fantastic to be around this environment. I've trained people that have acquired wealth or a net worth of $750 million. These people their minds are just, it's so beautiful for me because I understand how the mind works, and to be close to these, to be close to greatness, to be close to the top percent, the 1% of the 1%. It's like, it's almost hard to explain it, because it's you see how people are obsessed with their craft, the eagerness to become better. And the successful people, they all have one thing in common. Of every celebrity, every high net worth individual that I've trained, is they have one thing in common, is that they pay attention to details. They don't make the same mistake twice. but they're also, again, very disciplined with what they want to accomplish, and it's beyond imagination of how beautiful that is for me personally as a coach, right? Those are the people you want to have. Those are the coaching clients you want to have. People that are willing to walk that extra mile, people that are willing to put in the work, people that show up for themselves, and then also because they put pressure on you. These people, the high net worth individuals, these high achievers, they put pressure on you as a coach. So it's very easy to say, like, how can I say this? So I've trained multiple world champions in dancing, and people say, like, yeah, but it's easy. They're already good. They're like, no. It's easy to train somebody that is average to become good. That's easy because you just got to follow the program. It's hard to train a world champion to become even better. That's tough. That's the hard part. That's the challenge as a coach. And that's the challenge I thrive under. Whether that is a dance champion, whether that is a worldwide Grammy Award winning musical icon, or whether that is the 1% net worth, $250 million individual, like that's where I thrive.
Exactly. It must be, so many stories at your end. I mean, as far as moving around in your dancing troops is concerned, and training these kind of people. But obviously, we as audiences are always in awe of celebrities, and many people look up to celebrities as role models. So when you are teaching dance moves to them, are you inculcating some coaching philosophies as well, or you are just going with the flow with them because that is what is already accomplished with them, right?
So when it comes to training, I'm training them physically. So as in like everything from push-ups to mobility to improving their balance to improving their mobility to whatever the case may be. And you need to have a plan. Like you can't show up. Like even if I'm me and I love improvising and I have a good flow and I'm great at improvising. That's how I made my dancing career improvising. That's also how every time I'm on stage, it's an improvisation. However, I need a plan. These are the upper echelons of their craft. Like these are professionals, and they will see straight away if you are not as professional as they are. Now, when I trained any of these individuals that I mentioned, when I train with them, I come with a plan. I have a plan. This is a clear plan. This is what I'm about to execute. Now, this took me 2 hours to create this plan, but there were moments when I enter a studio and then 2 minutes into the studio, I'm like, okay, this plan was garbage. This plan won't work today. Let's follow what is it that you need? And that's when you have to be about what you're about, because a lot of people say like, yeah, but fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it. Trust me, when you're in those high pressure situations, you can't fake it till you make it. Then it's about being it. And I've done it enough times that I've become it being this high achieving coach, high achieving individual. And when they understand, this is also a beautiful thing when you're training the highest level of competitors and high achievers. If they know if you're doing it, they can look in your eyes and they can see if you've done the necessary preparation. They know that. So I was training an individual, and we're in her dance studio. We're dancing because now I'm doing the dancing as in her cardio. She wanted cardio as training and the strength training. So we're doing the cardio. I've done a choreography. I'm doing the choreography with her, blah, blah. Now I'm ready to move into to the strength training part of the training. And she just looks at me and he goes, let's mirror the choreography. And I ask her, what do you mean? She says, let's mirror it. I'm like, yeah, but what does that mean? And she looks me in my eyes and she goes, everything you've done with the right hand, I now want you to do with your left hand. So if you started with the right hand, now we're starting with the left hand. And for me, that's a challenge. So she's challenging me, and never ever have that ever happened.
Right.
But that challenge was a moment when we are, okay, even I can't fake it anymore. Like I couldn't have faked it. That would have been the moment where everything fell. Yeah. But because I've been sharpening my axe for so many years, it's like, okay, cool, let's do it with left side. I haven't prepared it, but I can definitely do it. Why? Because I'm a master of my craft. And I have this expression that I tell all of my coaching clients, and I say, stay sharp. Stay sharp. And it's like, okay, what does that mean? It's just that you stay ready so you don't need to get ready. I've done all of this. I have prepared my choreography. I have a backup choreography. This one is more focused on the upper body. Okay, but I also have one that is more focused on the legs. I have a workout that is more focused on the legs. I also have a workout that is more focused on the upper body. None of this works. Okay, maybe there's an injury. Perfect. Don't worry. I have a stretching routine we can do. So it's about constantly being prepared. It's about constantly being where you need to be, staying sharp. And my cousin told me the best thing. So I'm flying. I'm in Cape Verde, and my cousin he lives in Paris. He comes here, and he's about to fly. And I constantly preach on him, or like we have a great synergy in my family, very competitive. Me, my brothers, and my cousin, but it's beautiful. And my cousin comes and he's gonna fly home to Paris, and he wears a white shirt, button down, button up here, looking really sharp. And I tell him, I'm like, where are you gonna go? You're gonna fly to Paris. He's like, cuz I gotta stay sharp. I'm like, but cousin, you're flying. He's like, it's a lifestyle. So that's what it is. Staying sharp is a lifestyle, and I truly believe this to every way, shape, or form.
That's a beautiful piece of line that you said, that staying sharp is a way of life rather than just one-off sort of thing, right?
Yeah, you have to, because but there's this notion of like how we do everything is how you do anything, right? Which is it's just true, but not at the same time true. But it's a beautiful mindset to have. So when I show up to an interview, I want the camera to look good. I want the lights to be good. I want the light here. I want the microphone to work. And the same thing with you. You prepared me. You set me up in order for me to come and deliver an optimal podcast, which is something I highly appreciate from you. Because so many people, they just, you open up, people are a little bit slow. There is noise in the background, not showing up professional. They're like, no, you're showing up professional. You sent me before. This is it. Here we go. This is the direction. Fantastic. Let's go. Now, it doesn't mean that it doesn't give us room to improvise.
Right.
But there's a structure to it. There's a structure to it. There's a method.
Yes. Appreciate it.
So thank you for being sharp.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I have just one more question for you, and then I have one or two more, but this one is from the
Take your time.
realm of the celebrity coaching. Like when you are into celebrity coaching, but you're also into coaching individuals to become the best version of themselves. So,
of course,
using dance as a tool, do you encourage? I'm sure you must be encouraging them, to self-discover, to contribute to both their own success and being happy, because dance is still considered as an art form for many people.
yeah.
It's more like a hobby rather than a profession. So when people come to you, are they coming to you with the mindset of, I'm going to make this my business, or I'm going to learn it as an art form from you?
It depends. It depends on what type of, where they are on their journey. Because I offer, my coaching is a customized product, is a customized coaching. So some people come to me and they say, hey, I just want to learn how to dance. But my main goal is that I want to lose weight, because again, I'm training people in strength, fat loss, muscle gain, mindset. And then for some, they want to use dance as a tool to get there. Some people don't want to use dance as a tool to get there. Some people are like Adel Flores, for example, one of the world's most, if not the world's, one of the world's best salsa dancers, and Bruno Rodriguez, who has literally won salsa world champion 2 years in a row. They come to me and they say, hey, look, we want to become better dancers. We at the same time, we want to become healthier. We want to make this a new lifestyle. How do we get here? And then we start to work with that. But then we also have Susie, that is 55 years old, has 2 children, and just loves social dancing. And she just wants to drop a little bit of body fat and put on some muscles and work on her joints and flexibility in order for her to dance longer. But she has no aspiration of becoming a professional dancer at all. She just wants to enjoy dancing.
So it could be.
It's a very it has to be customized, because it's not that's what coaching is, right? Like coaching is a customized solution for you. How can you coach me if you're just giving me something that you think I want? You didn't listen to me.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know?
So in terms of being the coach and the dance trainer and the strength trainer, um, what kind of tips do you have for having discipline, inculcating it into our daily lives? so that turning from average to becoming better version, best version eventually?
Yeah, that's a great question. And when it comes to discipline, so first we have to understand, okay, but what does it mean, right? Like discipline, in my own definition, means that doing what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it, whether you feel like it or not. Okay, so how do we do that? That's not an easy thing. You got to do what you're supposed to do when you are supposed to do it, whether regardless if you feel like it or not. But there you have to set yourself up for success. You have to clear all the spaces. And before we start to add things, we have to remember, okay, well, what things do we need to take away? What do we subtract before? And that might be mental things, and it also might be more physical things. Okay, but so you want to be more disciplined. Okay, but so how do we set that up for you? First thing we got to remove is all the sugar in your home. How do we do that? We throw it. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Is everybody in your home on the same playing field? Does your husband or your partner understand where we're going? Have you communicated this with him? Because if he keeps buying sugar stuff, cinnamon buns every day, and you're trying to lose weight, then it's going to be tougher for you.
Not
and
good.
you only have this much. It's not going to work in the beginning. So you only have this much discipline. So even me, I have a rule in my house. I'm like, I did this the other day. I told my friend, because I live with my business partner and best friend, and he had chocolate from Sweden, and I love that chocolate. But that's not where I am. So I just told him, like, hey, take this chocolate, like hide it. I don't want to see it. I keep seeing it every day in the fridge. Take this shit away because I'll eat all of it. So I was like, so you have to, what do we need to subtract? Okay, so we got to subtract all the sugar in your home, make it easy to succeed, make it super easy. Okay, but then we also got to then there are some things we have to add, right? Okay, but what do we add? We might need to add friction. What does that mean? Okay, so when I'm going to the supermarket, now I have a shopping list. This is what I'm going to shop. I'm not going to shop anything else. Oh, now I'm in the counter. Let me just take some Snickers. It's like, no. This is what I'm going to buy. Here is my plan. I have a plan now. I'm following the plan. Okay, but what do I do? Okay, but I bought Snickers. Okay, cool. Now I'm not allowed to bring that home. That means I need to eat it in the car. What does that mean? It's a smaller quantity. So you have to set yourself up for success. And then we do something that we call habit stacking. Habit stacking, when you place a habit upon an already existing habit, because now we're talking about, okay, but what are things we got to remove? And then we got to add things. So it's like remove friction and add friction. Another way of removing friction can be, I have a place in my home. Here is my gym. I know where to train. I have a bottle of water with me everywhere I go. So I don't need to think about filling up a small glass of water. No. I drink this. I have it here with me all the time. I remove friction. And then habit stacking. I always train in the morning. Straight after. First thing, or even easier. First thing I do, I have my spiritual practice that I do every morning, which is for me is to light a candle. One day I used to live in Malta, and in Malta I was under under the mentee of a meditation guru, somebody who's been teaching. His name was Pravo, somebody who's been teaching meditation for over 40 years, and a very specific meditation. And he, in one of the sessions, he told us, he looked at me and he said, when you want to connect with your ancestors, you need to light a candle. And right in the middle, where it's warmest in the candle, the blue part in the bottom of the flame, that's where your ancestors are. If you focus on that and connect with them. And that was something so easy. It's like, wow, that's such an amazing thing. And when I moved to Cape Verde, that was one of my missions, to be able to connect more with my roots, which I'm very connected to, both on my Swedish and my Cape Verdean side. I have how many? I have 20 plus tattoos. And all of my tattoos are in one way, shape, or form connected to my ancestry. So do I have 20 tattoos? I have 15 tattoos. Sorry. I have 15 tattoos. And all of my tattoos are connected to some type of ancestry, my family members. So every time I light that candle, it serves as a trigger to connect with my ancestors. And I do that every morning. And what do I do also? Okay, perfect. Now I have a time to do some stretching, because I want to do mobility and stretching, because that's good for my body. Okay, amazing. When do I do that? Straight after light the candle. So I stack a habit upon an already existing habit. What do I do after that? Coffee. What do I do after that? Workout. So I have all of that thing. So before 8 o'clock in the morning, I've meditated, had my spiritual practice, stretched, done my workout, and come back home. That's before 8 o'clock. So now I'm ready to rock and roll. So habit stacking is also something that is super powerful too.
Right. So basically, just to make my audiences understand this better, you're talking about habit stacking so that you are able to have certain habits which you can follow through over a period of time. And they should be
Exactly.
something which you really connect with, which you love to do, as well as something which is really important for your physicality and for your mental and physical well-being as well. So
Yeah,
in your
exactly. But even if, sorry, keep going, keep going.
so in your case, it's about first thing you connect spiritually, then you tend to get into the workout mode, and then by the time it's the office hours, you are ready to rock and roll.
Exactly. And then it comes to question is like, the only thing I want to add here is that you do it whether you feel like it or not. You don't need to love it. I can't say that I love stretching. I can't say that I love going to the gym. There are some days I really do not. Today I have extreme muscle ache in my legs. It doesn't matter because I need to do it. Why? Because I promised myself that I will do it, and I love myself. So I need to show myself that I love myself. So whether I feel like it or not, I'm still going to perform this act. So that would be like the only thing. And then habit stacking. So we have three things. So if you imagine a pyramid in front of you, one side it says subtracting, one side it says adding, and then one side, and then in the bottom it says habit stacking. Subtract negativity, subtract sugar, subtract what I need to subtract in order for me to win. Adding, what do I need to add in order for me to accomplish this thing? I need to add friction for things that I don't want. I need to add a workout program. I need to add a mentor. Habit stacking in the bottom. What are the things what are habits that I'm already doing that I can build upon? Perhaps every day, okay, then I'm looking at the right side of my pyramid and it says adding. Okay, but what do I need to add? Okay, I need to add meditation. Perfect. Then I look at the habit stacking that's in the bottom of the pyramid. Okay, fantastic. What do I do every day? I brush my teeth. Amazing. Can I add 5 minutes of meditation straight after I brush my teeth, sitting on the toilet? Yeah, I can do that. Okay, fantastic. There you go.
So simple things that can add up to building you
Exactly.
spiritually and mentally. Yeah.
Exactly. And physically.
And
physically.
and definitely I love that piece again that you said that because I love myself, I'm going to do it whether I like it today or not. Whether I can do it today or not, I will still push myself to do it because I love myself.
Yeah, exactly. And then if we're talking about for our tribe here, your audience, it goes the same thing when it comes to working with your finances, right? Like luxury is you need to take care of your finances. Okay, but so what most of us have is that it's a trigger. So it's essentially habit stacking. I know I get paid the 28th of every month, and on the 29th or even the 28th for some of us, I know that a certain amount will automatically go into savings account, and then I know from that savings account, I know that a certain amount will be invested in crypto, stocks, or whatever the case may be. That's essentially the same thing. One thing is happening, and then there is a reaction, a trigger, boom.
Right. So there's a habit.
So you just take that concept, right? You just take that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So there's a habit formation in the financial aspect as well as
Always.
Yes.
Always.
Wow. So
So all of these concepts, right? These are evergreen concepts. Sorry if I'm interrupting you. There's a little delay here over.
No worries, no worries.
If all of these concepts, they're evergreen, these are macro concepts, right? Everything that's working in finances, these are lessons that they're teaching us, right? Well, okay, so I'm talking about discipline. What does that mean? Saving, you got to be disciplined with your saving. You got to be disciplined with it. You got to be disciplined with your investing. Why is that? Because you love yourself, because you have big goals. Okay, how do I take that into fitness or health? You got to be disciplined with your meditation. You got to be disciplined with your training. You got to be disciplined with your nutrition and your water consumption. Amazing. What happens if you don't do that? Well, if you're not disciplined with your finances, you're not going to accomplish what you want to accomplishing financially. If you're not disciplined with your mental and spiritual and physical practice, you're not going to feel that luxury that I'm feeling when I'm waking up. I'm excited waking up. I'm going to sleep excited. I'm like, I can't wait to wake up. Why? Because my life is amazing. I just want to live more. But like sometimes I go to bed, I'm like, oh, I just wish I could fall asleep faster because I was excited about tomorrow. And that's a luxury. That's a luxury.
Exactly.
But
So
you have
people,
to be disciplined to get there.
true, true. So people often think about luxury as, all the cool things, all the cool gadgets that you can buy, all the properties and all the real estate that you can invest into. But it's also about the way to luxury is through being happy inside and through having a disciplined process to follow. And that's how you can be rich on the outside when you're feeling cool inside, right?
Yes, yes, that is so well said. Because again, I've met billionaires, I've trained billionaires, even if they might not be my clients right now. These are some of these people that I coached. They are the most unhappy, satisfied individuals that I ever met. So what do I need to do? They don't need more money. They do not need more money. What they need is other things. They need to be feeling fulfilled. They need a purpose. They need a mission to go on. There happens something with a man and a woman when we have a mission to go on. So we need that. And how do we get that? Clarity. How do we keep going? Discipline. What is the first thing we need to do? Take ownership. There's clarity, mission, ownership, discipline. Then
And
you're able to accomplish whatever.
that's a super fast train towards your goals if you do all of these things.
Certainly. Yeah, certainly. And that's all it is. That's all it is.
Yeah. So it's lovely talking to you, Sebastian. I mean, the way you're putting up all the things in very, very simple terms for people to understand as well, because these concepts are sometimes made very huge and very difficult for a common man to understand and really, get
Yeah,
the right message out of them.
yeah, definitely.
And are there any passion projects that you're working on currently?
Yeah, so many, so many passion projects. We
Uh-huh.
had a conversation earlier, me and my business, but I think we need to slow down on the passion projects because we actually need too many. One of my passion projects I'm really excited about is I love children. I love children. I think we need to invest more in children, and
Mm-hmm.
especially living here in the islands where I live. So we do a lot of works with. We've been out to SOS Children Village. We spend a lot of time just mentoring younger individuals, men and women, to be able to accomplish what they want to accomplish, because there is a lot of lack of hope and belief when you live in a developing country. And I
Mm-hmm.
know that I can help people aspire, or I can help people understand that. And I want to
Yeah.
speak more Creole, which is the native tongue here,
Mm-hmm.
which I didn't speak when I came here, but now I can communicate freely inside of that language, which is the fifth language now that I've learned how to communicate in, which is super exciting. So a lot of it, training dancers here, younger, going after basketball teams, evolving in the community. We just closed one of our mentor groups when we had 27 different former aspiring English teachers, and teaching them how to use social media as a marketing tool in order for them to make money. Because there is, like, just these are 27 English teachers. It doesn't exist 27 schools in this country.
Wow.
So, or on this island, I'd say,
Yeah.
not in
Yeah.
this country, on this island. And that's just the first, that's one. And then class two, they have an additional, class three, they have an additional. So we need to make sure that people are being able to acquire capital with the knowledge and skills that they have. So a lot of exciting passion projects.
Lovely, lovely speaking to you. Hopefully, we're going to get in touch with you again and get some more wisdom nuggets from you. So, truly appreciate your enthusiasm and your expertise that you bring to the table. Thank you so much, Sebastian.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Talk to you soon.
It's
To the
lovely.
tribe, everybody at home, stay disciplined and remember to stay sharp.
Thank you. Thank you.